Hello, hello, hello. I forgot that I wasn't told that we started racing, so here we are. Sorry for the tiny bit of lateness, that's my bad. But yes, we are here for the Texan Sprint around Texas. What a surprise. Current moment in one-shot quali, Mr. Zolf is on top, followed by Rongson and Charlie Roberts with João Santos, fighting with Charlie Roberts for that P3 spot. And Darius invalidates. Well done, Darius. They're going to give Ronson a pole position. I need to load up the race stream. Mute the stream. As we have Rongson on pole position, followed by João Santos, Charlie Roberts, Daniel, Elliott, Isford, Wayne, Nick Hill. Nick Hill outqualifies Darius, with Darius in 9th, Axel 10th, and Suchol P11. I've had no practice whatsoever for the F3 mixed in with F4 race, which I don't even know when it's starting. As it's daytime, obviously, but it's clear of rain for the time being. Hip hip hooray. Let's have a look at the starting tyres. Everyone's on the mediums. I just need to confirm if they're restarting after quali for the race. And so we go to 3, 4, 5 red lights here. Lights out and away we go for the Texan Sprint. Darius gets a really good start at further back down the field. We're going to go into turn 1 with Charlie Roberts sweeping around the outside, making a tiny bit of contact with João Santos. Daniel up to P3 now. As we now go, there's Charlie Roberts gives Daniel a little bit of contact. And Rongson leads by a second. Lads, you can't do this. Come on. Gotta focus up. Don't let Rongson win. As Darius is fighting with Nick Hill further down the field. What's going on? Diving down now into the final sector. Darius is fighting with Nick Hill. He's going to make the move stick and he's going to make his way to try and overtake Istvod now. And Istvod half spins in front of Darius. That was a bit sketchy. Anyways, we're going to move up to the guys up in front, one of which being Rongson. As Darius gets past Axel for P8, Axel's going to try and resend it. No, he's not. Suchol getting past Elliott. Suchol's gained, what, 5, 6 positions? in one lap, fair dues to him. So now I'm going to go further down the field. Zolf overtaking Waney in the S's. Good move by him. The two Mercedes nearly come together. I'm going to move up towards the top of the field. Charlie Roberts gets front wing damage from Rongson. This could be spicy, as Rongson defends the inside like a madman, letting past Charlie Roberts. Potentially to DRS swap with the rest of the pack, we'll never know. Wait, Charlie Roberts is on the hards. What is people's tyres? Charlie Roberts is the only person on the hard compounded tyres as Daniel tries to go round the outside through there. Doesn't quite get the moves done. And Darius is 4.5 seconds behind Elliott. As both Mercedes now have 3-second time penalties for exceeding track limits multiple times. Suchol sets the fastest lap of the race. He is the car right behind this pack of 4 as Rongson makes a move into turn 1. Now he's just going to save battery and slow everyone up. As Daniel nearly goes into the rear of Charlie there. And now I'm going to go potentially try a switch back for Daniel. Charlie runs a bit wide. Elliott gets 3 seconds there. Axel gets 3 seconds as well. As we have a little DRS train of 6 people, which Darius most likely wants to get into. As Daniel dives down the inside of Charlie, pushing him a tiny bit wide, I don't know though. Not too wide though, just off the racing line. So now I'm going to go through the double apex left. Charlie using a bit of overtake to try and stay with the guys up in front with his damaged front wing. The Suchol gets 3-second time penalty now. I'm going to ride on board with the Ferrari of João Santos. If Suchol could potentially make a move on the Ferrari into turn 1. João makes a late send to the inside. Well, might not be late, but yeah, you get what I mean. Going through the S's now, as Elliott just cuts a bit of the S's. You know, as Axel gets another 3 second, Daniel gets a 3 second. In come the 3 seconds as we have a fight for the race lead here. Up in front. Now with yellow flags further back down the field, that'll be Axel. As Suchol's making a move on the Ferrari of João Santos and Daniel's making a move on Rongson. Rongson stays ahead, Suchol gets ahead. Isfard moves ahead of Waney as well. It's Callum Clark has now joined the lobby. Took you long enough, Callum. Heading now into the final corner, rounding out lap 4. Rongson's going to burn a bit more battery to try and stay ahead of the people around him. Let's go through the S's. I'm going to ride on board with Rongson. See how close he gets to track limits. Very close to track limits there, Rongson. Bloody hell. Up through the slowest past the S's. Down the hill now. As Wayne gets another 30-second time penalty. Heavy braking zone into an almost a hairpin at the other end of the track. DRS now wide open for the Red Bull as Axel gets, I think, 12 seconds of time penalties now in only 5 laps. Well, 4.5. Going through this somewhat technical section, slowing down into the triple right. I should really just stay off board. Flinging it into the penultimate corner. Want to be brave through there. Around the final corner. Going to cross the line to start lap 6. As Laney gets 3-second time penalty. He's up to 9. Mercedes have a combined total of 21 seconds of time penalties. As Chlorine Pilot and Shuckle were fighting for that final podium position for a brief moment. As we see yellow flags further down the field, that'll be Mr. Nick Hill. Going back up the hill, Axel keeping it consistent with a time penalty a lap. Up to 15 seconds now. Around the almost hairpin, onto the long straight. DRS starts somewhat close to the... I don't know. Axel with another 3-second time penalty. He's up to 18. That's now officially a time penalty a lap. Well done, mate. Just going to go into these corners now. Very slow section of the track. Into the triple right of Max Verstappen. And yes, get rid of Max. That is the corner name. Verstappen. As Charlie Roberts potentially lost DRS to the Red Bull of Daniel. So now go. Starting lap 7. Going up the hill into turn 1. Using a lot of inside curb is Rongson. Through the S's. Into the slower part of the S's, just trying to get the car nice and cool, nice and chill. Up. Well, down now, into the hairpin to start the long back straight. Rongson has now broken DRS to Daniel. This is most likely going to be a sprint win for the Williams driver. As Darius has now course up to the back of this pack. Getting fairly close to Elliott now. Who has got now another 3-second time penalty. And is outside of DRS range of Darius' teammate in front of him. As Suchol gets another 3-second time penalty. Now go into the final corner to start lap 8. 3 laps to go here in the Texan Sprint. Heavy into the braking zone now. Off turn 1, rising up the hill and now going back down as Darius fighting with Elliott, pushing Darius off the track. Does Elliott? Now I'm going to try a switch back at turn 2. Darius letting him back through, but this is costing them crucial time to try and get up to the likes of... Rongson gets a 3-second. This is putting his sprint win at jeopardy. Darius gets a 3-second. People are clocking in time penalties now. I am watching, lads, so don't do anything mad. As Wayne gets another 3-second time penalty. Charlie Roberts makes a move on Daniel 4P2. Now this gives Rongson a direct comparison to the closest person that can take his race victory off him. As Axel gets another 3-second time penalty, bringing his total up to 21. We're now going to move back up to Suchol, who is right behind Daniel now. Taking a lot of curb on the inside is the Polishman, as Elliott gets another 3-second time penalty. Suchol right up to the rear of the Red Bull. His teammates in front of the Red Bull. More yellow flags. It's the Mercedes of Axel. Tiny bit of contact between the Alpine and the Red Bull. This is bringing Zhao back into the fray. So now go through the S's. Rongson just gonna... his race win is just gonna fall away from him by 2.5 seconds time penalties. By half a second because of his time penalties. Axel retires in the pits. Probably because of the amount of time penalties he had. How did he end up with? We'll never know. As we now go DRS wide open, draining the ERS around the outside on the straight, getting the move done. Suchol's going to fight back, side by side between the two. Into sector 3 now. João Santos just getting ahead of the Alpine through the double apex left. Nice and clean between the lads. So now go through Verstappen into the penultimate corner. Rongson rounds the final corner to start the final lap of the race. He's got a 6.5 tenth gap to Charlie Roberts, but he has to try and pull away, which I don't think he can do with that horrendous run through turn 1, as Suchol getting back past João Santos, potentially running him off a bit wide. As Charlie Roberts gets a 3-second. Oh, that could have cost him victory. Zinago ending sector 1 now. Rongson just needs to not bin it, and he's won. That's all he has to do. Zhao could potentially still finish on the podium here. So now around the final few corners. Rongson, clear track ahead of him, a solid margin behind him. So he now rounds the final couple corners into the penultimate corner now. Rongson just has one more corner to go. Rounding the final corner now. Rongson's going to take victory in the sprint here in F5. Where's Zhao going to finish? He's going to finish up in P3. Congrats to him. So we have Rongson, your race winner. Charlie Roberts, P2. Zhao P3, Daniel P4, Darius P5, Suchol P6, Elliott P7, Isfod P8, Wayne rounding the final corner now. Across the line, it's going to be P9. for the Polishman. Next up, and the final man to cross the line, it's going to be Nick Hill. Bit slidey on the exit there for Nick. He's going to round the final corner. Cross the line, it's going to be P10 for the McLaren driver. And this is your sprint race results. Rongson 1, Roberts 2, Zhao P3, Daniel 4, Darius 5, Suchol P6, Elliott 7, Isford 8th, Wayne 9th, and Nick Hill in P10. Axel was the DNF. As we're going to take the race director. Jesus Christ, lads. How many warnings in a 10-lap race? As we now wait to begin OSQ. Callum is okay, wet race. Thank you, Callum, for letting me know. So now go into turn 1. We're gonna ride on board with Rongson. No, we'll ride on board with Darius. Down into turn 2 with the Ferrari. Through 3, 4, 5, flat out all the way. Downshift to 6 with a bit of a lift. Round here with 7. Up the hill now. I'll check for you, Camille. Let me have a look. I don't think I showed it. Did I show it? I may have shown it. Very briefly, though. I didn't show it. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. A lot of people retiring here. As it could be looking at an Alpine 1-2, but who's going to take pole position between the two Alpines? It's gonna be Charlie Roberts, with Suchol in P2, Rongson P3. I don't know why I had to show that. Anyways. We head off to the Texan main event. We've got a dry start here, so we may have a wet end, which could be very fun, if true. I don't know if my source, Callum Clark, is reliable for it. Charlie said, yeah, they are all agreeing it will be a wet race. So we're in for a wet race. As I can just hear. Only one slot of rain, okay. As we're gonna head 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in front of the drivers now. It's lights out and away we go. Isfod with a jump start. Into turn 1 now, the two Alpines gonna go side by side. Oh, I need to get all my toiletry up. We now go down into the hairpin. Elliott Parker sending a little dive bomb on Darius there. It's a equal mix between hard and medium runners, in the favour of medium runners. So we have everyone on mediums, bar Charlie Roberts, Elliott Parker, Callum Clark, Nick Hill, and João Santos. So we now are out, as we now enter the final sector, with an Alpine leading, but not the Alpine that started on pole. That Alpine's in P3. Suchol leads, followed by Daniel and Charlie. Then we have Rongson, Zolf, as Axel continues his miracle run of time penalties. As Wayne joins him, and Isfod serves his drive-through. DRS is now enabled, but Daniel may not have it, as he is close to not being within DRS range of the Alpine ahead of him in Suchol. So now I'm going to go further down the field as we see Darius right behind, sucking up all the delicious dirty air from Rongson. So he could potentially send a dive bomb into the hairpin. He's going to stay behind him though and use the DRS to his advantage. DRS wide open now for the Ferrari. Going to move further up as Charlie Roberts going to make a move on the Red Bull, as well as Callum Clark making a move on the other Red Bull further down the field. Only for P6 though. So now go through the double apex, right, left. Oh god. So we see full course caution here. VSC is out. Wayne has retired. Looks like it may only be a VSC. So he may be back under racing very shortly. this is the point where everyone starts to back off a bit. Suchol's going to drive up ahead, get in a nice little gap, and he's going to take that with him for the rest of the race over his teammate. Now exit the S's. Rongson looking to get a good restart as he is right on the rear of Daniel. As we now go back underway. That's unfortunate timing for Rongson, as he really wanted to get that move done on Daniel. So now go into the heavy braking left. I need to get the track map up. I'm going to do the same thing I did last week. Give me this. Give me Kota track map. As Elliot Parker gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. I need Wikipedia. That is a horrendous image. But we're gonna go with it, because why not? Round turn 1 now. Rongson almost giving Daniel a little push through the S's. Who's now head into turn 8 and 9. Into the kink of 10, which is barely even a corner. Come on now. And I'll dive down into turn 12. What is this bloody camera angle? It's horrendous. So now go through Verstappen. Into turn 19. Around the final corner at 20 as Suchol now starts lap 5 of 28. Does look a bit dark now, doesn't it? There is rain supposed to be on the way. Charlie Roberts, the guy drive in P2, gets 3 second time penalty for exceeding track limits. You naughty man. You naughty man. Can't really call it a schoolboy error if we've seen so many people get a lot of time penalties. Not so many people with a lot of time penalties isn't really what I should be saying. But I'm not wrong though, as João Santos now makes a move on the Greek man of Axel. And I'm going to ride on board with the Romanian of Callum Clark. This spot gets past Nick Hill now, who locks up and goes very wide into turn 12. Suchol potentially helping his teammates out a bit, giving him DRS. God, have I ever seen no ABS and no TC and ABS and TC being used at its finest here. Driver's now piling into turn 12. Callum Clark is getting fairly close to the rear of the Ferrari of Darius. So I get a little ping. Let's see what that ping is. Bosh. ORL. Lobby. So I'm gonna go. I don't know where we're gonna go. Head up to the drivers out in front. The two Alpines are pulling away from the rest of the grid. Suchol gets 3-second time penalty now. So now I go into turn 1. João Santos making a pit stop already. Intermediates? Oh, it's raining. By Jove, it's raining. I didn't even pick up on that. Charlie Roberts has actually taken the race lead. I didn't even notice that. That's how much I've been paying attention. And Callum Clark's got past Darius. I've missed so much. Just one simple message. As Wrongson sends a dive bomb, kind of, on Daniel. And Darius is fighting Callum for position further down field. They're going to go side by side into the double left apex. I don't know what I'm saying. Into 17 and 18, still side by side. Callum just gets ahead. Good, clean racing by the pair of them. So now we're going to go into the final corner as Elliott gets another 3-second time penalty. DRS wide open for the Irishman as we see Axel binning it. Sparrow on comms. Yes, Tom, how you doing, mate? So now we're going to go through the S's now into back up with the guys. Rain still pouring down. Well, drizzling down into 8 and 9. It's getting very, very slippery. I'm getting pings all over the place. Getting WhatsApp messages and Discord pings, and I need to mute it. Mute notifications, A-files, group. As we now have the two Alpines. Getting fairly close to each other now, only 3 tenths separate them. Callum is caught up to the rear of Daniel and Wrongson. It's good to see Daniel diving into the pits now, we too. Daniel into the pits, potentially for a set of intermediates. I don't think it's wet enough yet for intermediates. I like how I muted WhatsApp notifications on my laptop, but it just doesn't work on my phone. Thank you, WhatsApp, for that. Anyways, back to the main point of commentary. And that's to commentate a race, not speak about what's going on my phone. Anyways, we're going to see a real good comparison of which is better, inters or slicks. Because we have a slicks runner right behind an inters runner. So now I'll go to turn 6 into the kink 7. It may be wet enough now for inters. It is wet enough for inters, as I can see little droplets on the track. As Callum Clark gets past Wrongson into turn 12, great stuff by him. He's getting a fair few positions there, he's getting 6. As Wayne has left the session, he's already retired. Oh. Dominic. Wrongson's left. Oh, I need to send him an invite. Wrongson. Bosh. Where the hell has this man gone? Where has he gone? Have I messaged that people? Not many people. Bloody hell. As we see Charlie Roberts diving into the pits for a set of intermediates. Elliot Parker, sorry mate. Elliot Parker boxed for a fresh set of mediums when he should have gone for inters. What a silly man. Wrongson is now back in, but he's lost a lot of time. Charlie Roberts could be gaining a lot of time here as Axel's left the session and retired in the pits. I still need to keep an eye out on the YouTube stream comment. So now we're going to move back up to the guys in front. As we see Callum reeling in Sokol, he's going to go to the inside line. Down the inside into turn 12. Just about getting it stopped. Just about enough room left. Room given. I don't know what I'm a bit delusional at the current moment. Anyways, it's Callum Clark is rounding 17 and 18. Fair enough, Adam. Soul spin, please, says Tom. Callum keeping it fairly clean. He will be diving into the pits as well as Suchol. and Zolf. Will Ronson dive in the pits? As Charlie Roberts has caught up to him now, he will dive into the pits. Here we go. As Charlie Roberts now takes the lead of the race, followed by Mr. Daniel. 6 seconds behind. Charlie Roberts nailing the strategy here. But how worn will his tyres be? They'll surely be fairly worn. It's DRS. It's miraculously disabled now. It's Daniel now, moving up the field. Callum moving up the field as well, isn't he? Callum's made up 6, Giles made up 4, Daniel's made up 2. Charlie, Zolf and Nick Hill have all held position. Everyone else has lost positions. Elliot Parker with another 3-second time penalty. Let's have a look at time penalties. 3-3-3. 9. Sorry, I had to count that. So now around the double apex, right, left. God. I've got to do this later on as soon as this is finished. I'm not gonna have fun. As Callum Clark is gaining on the Red Bull of Daniel. So now I'm going to go up the hill into turn 1. Heavy on the brakes now. Flicking the car left for the hairpin. Through turn 2. Still flat out, even in wet conditions. Through 3, 4, a bit of a lift. Downshift into 5, through 6. Downshift 2 more times. Downshift a few more times into 7. Down to third gear into 8, and then up through the gears, exiting 9 through 10, heavy braking into the hairpin of 11 to start the back straight, using ERS now as both drivers. Callum potentially wanting to get past the Red Bull. He moves over to the inside, trying to outbrake Daniel, getting almost alongside. He's putting rear wheel to rear wheel, front wheel to rear wheel. Now we're trying to go round the outside to the inside, to the outside now. Now he's going to go to the inside. Beautiful move by the Romanian. I still hate this camera angle. So now go through the stop and Darius right behind the Alpine of Suchol. Into the braking zone of the final corner. We're going to go back up to Daniel and Callum. Oh. Can he stop hiccuping? Darius now needs to save a bit of battery. He's down to 16%. While Suchol is up at 60. Who's now go on lap 14 of 28, halfway through the race almost. Darius goes very deep. So now round 8 and 9. Into the Kinker 10. Slamming on the brakes now. For the hairpin of 11, Darius Lute using a lot of curb. Suchol Draining a bit of battery. Let's try and pull ahead of the Ferrari a bit more. Go away, you annoying little camera angle. So now we'll go into 15 and 16. It's just one corner. It's a double apex left. Give it one name. You go one corner. Number. Same with 13 and 14. Who's pinging me now? It's ORL. So now go into turn 1. Zolf dummying to the inside. Try and put Suchol off. So now I'm going to go down the hill. Into 3 and... into 2, then 3, 4, 5 and 6. Sweeping round. Into the... interesting corner at turn 7. Into the most horrendous corners of 8 and 9. Barely even a corner is turn 10 now, is it? Slamming on the brakes. Getting the car rotated. And now moving up through the gears. ERS being deployed. As we're now officially halfway through the race, I should have said that at the beginning of lap 15. As we see yellow flags, that will be Nick Hill letting drivers past. Round 13 and 14 into the double apex of 15 and 16. Just hear the engine like fluttering. It's trying to go flat through there. This rain is staying for a long time now, isn't it? I don't want it. Imagine it starts like this. Oh, I'm gonna hate it. Mainly due to the fact I have no ABS and I have no TC. So now flick it through the S's. I'm getting notification after notification on my phone. So I don't know what to say anymore. Is this the dull point of the race? Well, a few things happen. But yeah. Now I'm gonna go on the main straight, starting lap 17. Getting a bit laggy now, am I? It'd be a bit unfortunate if the commentator D sees here. To be fair, I do have an extra invite, so I should be fine on that. Record. Another notification from YouTube. God, I'm loving life. It's Elliot Parker gets 3-second time penalty now. I don't know what to do, I'm just doing nothing. This is where I start to dislike commentating by myself and enjoy having someone else commentating with me. Let me just have a quick look and see if this man is even online. He is online. They're just playing a different game. Is it getting to full wet conditions here where people have to slap on the heavy wet tyres? So now see Callum Clark coming into his element, gaining a bit of time on Charlie Roberts. Zisford gets a 3-second time penalty. I don't know when. Oh, please just let me click on that. F3 chat. Suchel gets another 3-second time penalty. So now I'm going to go into turn 12 with Mr. Callum Clark, who's gained around a second that lap on Charlie Roberts, your race leader. As Suchel and Daniel are now fighting into the sea of double apexes. It stops raining here, ladies and gentlemen. We could be having a drive through fine arts. I don't know what I'm doing. Darius makes a move on Daniel. And João Santos dives into the pits, potentially to go on to the slicks. But it's probably too early for that, as Callum Clark is now right in the rear. He's going on to softs. Here's João Santos. I think it's definitely too early for slicks, I'm saying that now. So we now have the two the two in contention for this race win. Battling it out, Callum dives to the inside. He gets the move done on Charlie Roberts. Good move by the McLaren /ass driver. Isford dives into the pits now. We're also going to see Charlie Roberts diving into the pits. Suchol dives into the pits as well. It's going to be a double stack at Alpine. Charlie onto the mediums, which is a bit surprising, as there is only 6 laps left. Other people pitting onto the soft compounder tyre, which is probably the most reasonable thing to do. But is it the right moment? I don't think so. We'll see if it is, if Charlie Roberts gains significantly on Zolf. Few people just got time penalties though. Zhao is going to get ahead of Elliott. The thing is, the slick tyre runners are barely gaining on the 2 lads still out on the inters. Here spearheading the field. I still think it's too early. As Callum is going to dive into the pits. Will Darius dive into the pits? You won't. Good. So I still think it's too bloody early. Darius is going to take the lead of the race. His tyres are going to be absolutely shot. They're going to be overheating. Can he last for 5 more laps? He now flings the car. through the S's. I'm gonna ride on board with Callum, just to see how he's faring. Callum may have actually timed his pit stop perfectly, because then actually maybe time for slicks. Or Darius is just not driving too well, and his tyres are just shot, burning, and desecrated. We'll go with those words, yeah. Snake Hill, that's past Callum Clark. The thing is, what Darius could potentially do. DRS enabled, yeah, he now definitely has to pit. Because when the DRS is enabled symbol comes up on the top, it's time for slicks, but Darius is staying out. I have never seen anything like this. What's the gap? Technically, what's the gap? The gap is technically 8 seconds. Just less than 8 seconds, 7.5 seconds to Callum Clark. Can Callum pull a 7-second gap to Darius in 4 laps? Probably. But Darius is willing to try. That's what I love to see. Now go into turn 11 hairpin. The gap is now 2.5 seconds on track. Callum has gained a lot of time here on the Ferrari in front. Darius does have to try and save some ERS though, as he's down at 13 and Callum's at 49. As I get an invite from Yeast for the F3-4 race. As the gap is now less than 2 seconds, approaching 1.5. So you see yellow flags further down the field. That'll be Nick Hill letting drivers past. So here comes Callum Clark to the inside of Darius. Callum's going to take the race lead, or is he? Goes a bit deep, but he's going to have the DRS to storm his way past. Darius is also close to running out of fuel here. This man has got everything against him. Charlie Roberts is good at... Oh! I was going to say, Charlie Roberts is going to have to pull off an absolute move, as Darius has already lost 3 seconds to Callum Clark. And he's already lost 3 seconds to Charlie Roberts. Is he potentially relying on the guys behind having more severe time penalties so that he can guarantee himself a podium? This could be smart by Darius here. Now Darius is fighting Suchol. Darius now has to stay within 12 seconds of the Polishman. He's got a puncture. He's got a puncture. as the Irishman. So now we're going to head back to the front of the field. The gap is now 2/10 of a second now. So now I'm going to go 3 of the King of 10. DRS games potentially to be employed, which I'm not a fan of. As Callum then potentially barges Charlie off the track. Whoa. Callum half spins Charlie, but gives him the position. Good man. Very good man. Good sportsmanship by the Romanian. We're on the final lap of the race. I mean, I can just check past streams, can't I? YouTube channel. Live. F4. If they show the lobby, obviously. If they don't show the lobby, I'll be a bit screwed. We go through our road of F7, F2, F7, 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 F2, F3, F1, F2, F3. I'm not gonna have to go all the way back. F3, F4. No, I don't know. But Charlie Roberts is going to take a somewhat dominant victory, depending on how many time penalties he's got. They've got the same amount. Charlie Roberts wins here in Gotha. I need everyone to cross the line fairly quickly, as I've got F4 to race. F4-3 to race. Where's Nick Hill? Okay, Nick Hill's going to be the final person across the line as Wrongson misses out on a podium by less than 1/10 of a second. Zdarius sets the fastest lap of the race. The final man to come across the line will be Nick Hill. There we go, across the line. Here you go. These are some things. And we have... Yeah, who got the first lap on the sprint? It was Suchol. Charlie Roberts wins, followed by Callum Clark, Daniel, Wrongson, Suchol, Zolf, Zhao, Elliott, Isford and Nick Hill, rounding out the finishers, followed by Axel and Waney. I've been your commentator, Sparrow Maltby. It's been a joy as always to commentate on F5. Next week we are heading to... Give me one sec. We are heading to the Dutch Grand Prix. As always, I've been your commentator, Sparrow B, and I will see you then around Zandvoort. Goodbye.